Hello, good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, whatever you're up to. Hi, and coffee cheers. This is my first sip of coffee every Friday morning with you guys, and it is so delicious. So good. Anyway, my name is Catherine Oster. If you haven't seen me or met me before, this is me. Good morning, Mom. And I am a certified facilitator with Access Consciousness, and Coffee Chat is really about inviting you to become aware of some decisions, judgments, conclusions, computations, projections, expectations, things that might be showing up in your life that are limiting you. And you know what? Hey, Ruby. Hello, Lynn. Good morning, Loretta. Thank you guys for jumping on. Hi, Colleen. Yeah. Anyway, making you aware of things in your life that might be limiting you. Now, the thing is, if your life is working for you just fine, that's amazing. Like, celebrate that, because not everybody has ease with everything. You know, there is sticky situations. And if there's things coming up for you that are just not working, they're uncomfortable, meaning you're not happy, and maybe your body's in pain. Hello, Ross. Good morning. Things like that. Your life isn't really working for you, but it still could be. So basically, these tools are to help you navigate and change. Hey, Shauna. Good morning. Change things in your life that aren't working for you. But if things are working for you, amazing. Like, how does it get better than that? Anyway, today I wanted to talk to you guys about holding on to things. And this is something that has been coming up for me dynamically in a few different ways the last, well, actually, it's really been my whole life. But I'm noticing it. It's not working for me anymore. And one of the things is like holding on to rightness. That I want to get the right way, that I know the right way, that this way is the right way. Letting go of rightness is a work in progress. It's so much freedom though. And one of my clearest examples is with my horse. And so some of you probably have heard me talk about her a lot. She's one of my biggest facilitators in life and inviting me to be. When I go out to catch her, she can be funny sometimes, and she won't let me catch her. And she'll do this funny thing where she'll stand there, and then as soon as I go to put her halter on, she'll just like pull back and run away, and I get so frustrated. Now, I would do this thing with her where I would try to control and do it the right way. And the right way is, you have to let me catch you in this pen, in this way. And I would spend like half an hour. Not so much this year. This year things have really changed for us over the last year. But I would spend a half an hour trying to force her, control her, and catch her the right way in the big pen. Now, she went to do it the other day and she hasn't done it in a long time. And I'm like, you know what? We're just going to do this a different way. We're going to choose something that actually is going to work here and give me some ease with you. I put the rope around her neck. I lead her to a small pen, like a tiny pen where she can't run away from me. And I put her halter on. It was so easy. And I recognized in that moment that I was finally letting go of control and rightness and actually just choosing something that works. And that just worked. And I'm like, wow, how much energy and time have I kind of wasted trying to control and get it right with her? And I'm like, holy man. So really opening my eyes to that. And the other thing too is like, I'm working with a gal. She has a lot of fear with her horse. And I've been working with her, well, for over a year now. And she has had to learn to let that go. So there was a past event with her horse that scared her. and started making her very nervous. And I see this with actually a lot of my clients and their horses. Something will happen in the past and they keep holding on to that and they won't let it go. And they literally can't get past it. You cannot get past that until you let that go, and the horse is aware. Horses are amazing facilitators, by the way. They will keep, the moment you bring that energy up, they will go right, like by thinking the thought or having the fear of what is going to happen, they will immediately go back to that. And then you are continuously working through the same thing over and over again until you can strengthen yourself, your being, your energetic being, and start to let that event go. That's the only moment, only then can you move forward into something different, creating something different with that animal. Now, when I say let it go, I don't mean forget about it. I don't mean put your blinders on and totally forget about it. No, that event created some awareness for you of what can show up with horses, especially this one in particular. And but you have to learn how to allow yourself to have that awareness, but not in a way that is destructive, in a way that is constructive and creative. So it's kind of like, because let's say what happened is you were maybe not being present. And that's where a lot of horse things can come up, is you're not being present enough with the animal to recognize when something is going to happen. Or where are you blocking your awareness with something? And then where if you were willing to be more present and trust, oftentimes we also give up trusting our awareness in favor of what somebody else is telling us. And that's kind of what happened in this situation. She knew that she shouldn't do what the person was telling her. She knew that. But the person was being more demanding. And she didn't want to be judged as a pussy or being a wimp. And she overrode her awareness in favor of somebody else. And then that's when things went bad and stuff went wrong and the bad experience happened. So she needs to learn how to forget, to let go, not forget. She needs to learn how to let go of the experience, but keep the awareness. So basically over the last year of me working with her, she's had to learn to trust herself again. But because you have to work through the, what do I want to call this? You have to work through, so there would be stuff that she would be really scared about, but I knew would be okay. And so she's had to learn to trust herself through me, like through somebody else she can really trust. So it's been a bit of a road, but last night she had a really great ride on that horse, and she's having fun and she's letting it go. So I could really see, and we all have, it's all going to take a different amount of time for each one of us to let something go. But what if it doesn't have to take a long time? And what if you just even recognizing that you're holding on to something and asking, what will it take for me to just let this go and move past it? And even asking, what awareness can I gain from this event, from this situation, from this person? What awareness did I gain from this? And I'd like to keep that, but I would like to let go all of the judgments. I'd like to let go all of the decisions. I'd like to let go of all of the conclusions and keep the awareness and start to move forward in your life again. This can happen so much with people. And that's kind of another thing that's coming up for me, is just a past event with a person where they really were an asshole to me, actually. And I basically had to step up and say, this doesn't work for me and you're not allowed to be in my life anymore in this capacity because you're being an asshole. This happened a couple of years ago. I have not let that go yet because I know that because this person still makes me kind of angry. And then I fall into this thing where it's also not fair for me to continually, now this person still is required to kind of be in my life in some capacity. So I want to take the awareness that I gained from working with this person. I know what they're like. I know what they're capable of. I know what they can do. But also, if I keep projecting that, I'm also not allowing that person to change. Like, because people can change, but I also don't want to be blind to the fact that they can be assholes. So I'm working through some of this myself with that person, where I'm that. And another way that this can show up is with when people pass away, when people transition and our pets transition, and when we stay stuck, there is a grieving process. Absolutely. There is like, your body is going to feel sad. It's going to miss that other body, whether it's a person or a pet or a horse. It's going to miss that body, and it's okay. It's kind of when it goes on for a really long time and you continuously feel this sadness and depression, like, you're also then keeping that being, that spirit that was in that body or in that animal, you're keeping them stuck also through that. And so, so what could you receive from them? Like, even now that they're not in a body, they can still be around you energetically. You can still talk to them. You can still kind of allow this different process of communion and communication and contribution to occur. But it's also when we stay stuck in like the sobbing and the grief and the pain and the sadness that you're not letting that go. You're not letting that being go. And when you let them go, they're probably could very well still stay and choose to be with you. And then you start to watch for little signs, and you'll just kind of know that they're with you, but in a different way. You're not keeping them stuck there with your sadness. You're letting them go. It's kind of like, what is the saying? I can't remember the saying. It's about letting something go, and then if it comes back. Anyway, it's from choice. It's from a different energy. So that. And if you're more interested about that, I highly recommend to talk to the entities class. And that really starts to get you engaged with the energy of entities and communicating with them. It's very cool. Yeah. So what are you holding on to so tightly? That if you did not hold on to that so tightly, that if you would let it go, would set you and it free. I wonder. And if you're interested, Mary Case, who's another amazing facilitator, her and I are doing a group Symphony of Possibilities energetic session this evening at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And it's $30 Canadian. It'll be about a half an hour. And we're going to really get into the energy of, for all the people that are joining us, you're going to bring up what you'd like to let go of. What is no longer, what is keeping you stuck and not really allowing you to move forward in your life. You're going to bring that up. And Mary and I are going to do this energetic session and invite you, facilitate you energetically to start letting that go, which can speed things up. Because when you don't have to think about things so much, things can just change so much faster. Energy changes very quickly. So I'll put a link in the comments of this video after, and you can also just check out my Facebook page. I've got the graphic there, letting it go with me and Mary, and a link there, and you can just message me if you have any questions. All right. Excuse me. Thank you so much for joining me live, you guys. Have an amazing day. Wherever you are, whatever you're up to, I'm grateful for you and your contribution. And I will see you later. Bye-bye for now.